Welcome back to Feature Car Update, and today we're diving into something truly unexpected, a vehicle that feels like it was whispered about in the car world but rarely ever seen, the 1992 Toyota Tacoma Storm. Now, this isn't your everyday pickup story. This is the kind of truck that feels like it was built in the shadows, tested on hidden roads, and remembered only by those who witnessed its rare presence. So sit back, because what you're about to hear sounds almost like an automotive secret finally being revealed. The 1992 Toyota Tacoma Storm carries an aura that most trucks from its era could only dream of. Even before the Tacoma officially became a nameplate in 1995, Toyota was experimenting, pushing ideas that blended toughness with futuristic styling. The Storm is often spoken about as one of those concept-like creations, part prototype, part limited-run experiment, something that never made it to mainstream dealerships but existed just enough to spark legends. When you look at it, you instantly see why it left an imprint. The exterior feels like a time capsule from a moment when Toyota engineers decided to think ahead, maybe too far ahead for the early 90s market. Picture the front fascia, a sharper, more sculpted face than what you'd expect in 1992. Headlights that feel slightly more modern than the era allowed, tucked into a sleek grille that hints at early aerodynamic ambitions. The body lines flow with a kind of controlled aggression, almost like Toyota was testing design language that would later influence the Tacoma and Helix families. The wheel arches have a distinct storm-like swell to them, giving the truck a strong, muscular posture. If you were to see it rolling down the street back then, it would look like a truck from a few years into the future, strong, confident, and just a bit mysterious. Step inside, and the story only gets deeper. The cabin of the Tacoma Storm doesn't feel like something from 1992. Instead, it feels like Toyota's attempt to experiment with comfort and driver-focused ergonomics. You get a dash layout that wraps slightly toward the driver, with buttons and switches placed almost too intelligently for the time. The steering wheel design, the slightly upgraded seat bolstering, and the use of higher quality materials make you wonder if Toyota intended this truck to open a new chapter in small pickup refinement. Even the gauges, with their clean and minimal design, seem to carry a more modern influence. It's like Toyota quietly dropped a hint about how the interior of future pickups would evolve. But of course, a truck isn't just about how it looks, it's about how it behaves. Under the hood, the Tacoma Storm was rumored to house a more spirited engine than the typical early 90s Toyota pickups. Something with a bit more punch, possibly one of Toyota's experimental 2.7L or 3.0L configurations, tuned for torque and durability. The Storm wasn't meant to be a slow mover, instead, it carried a mechanical attitude that matched its bold exterior. Whether you were climbing rough trails, cruising on highways, or darting through city streets, the truck felt alive, energetic, and ready to break rules. And that capability added even more to its secretive vibe, like a machine that was never meant to be ordinary. What people still talk about today is how the Tacoma Storm handled difficult terrain. Even though it's from 1992, the suspension tuning feels surprisingly advanced, almost like Toyota tested components that would later appear in TRD models. Smooth articulation, strong ground clearance, and a firm yet controlled ride made it feel capable of going wherever the driver wanted. It gained a word-of-mouth reputation among those lucky enough to have seen or driven one. A reputation for strength